Good evening and welcome to Shawnee Mission South High School, where tonight it is the final game of the regular season for the Blazers and around the state of Kansas, as next week it starts the state playoffs. Ryan Ragland with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth, and it's a solo man for a little while till Will the Thrill McIntyre gets his lazy tail back here from the airport from Reno, as he is a diehard Blazer fan. Obviously, he'll be checking in later on tonight. A lot of things to take a look at during the look around the Sunflower League, brought to you by Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware in Olathe. I'm not quite sure where to start at first. First, we'll take a look at the scores from last week at Week 7, and of course, that was the big game for the Blazers as they defeated Shawnee Mission Northwest 56-14. A couple of the scores of interest: Lawrence, who remains undefeated, defeated Olathe North and gave them a 5-2 record, and their point differential is greater than 26 between the Blazers and Olathe North, which means the Blazers are locked into the number 1 seed for the state playoffs, just like last year before they ran into that juggernaut of Blue Valley North. I think the Blazers have a little bit more for the eastern side of the state this year, and I like the chances of the Blazers going to Emporia for a state title. But first things first, you got to take care of business. Take care of the Vikings here of Shawnee Mission West first, and then we'll take care of hold on real quick. Do you have any left? How much was it? Here, hold on a second. Here, you guys split that. Thanks a bunch. Couple of the guys from the Blazer team keeping track of the helping the coaching staff with replays and everything else went down and got me something to drink and had to tip them. They put the effort out. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Blazers have to take care of Shawnee Mission West tonight. They are locked in to play Shawnee Mission North, a team they played a couple weeks ago and defeated 56-14. So things are looking good for the Blazers so far in the first week of the playoffs starting next week. Rest of the games around the Sunflower League, it was Lawrence Free State large over Shawnee Mission East 41-14. Olathe East big over Pittsburgh 49-14. And a kind of a shocker, getting the first win of the year, was Olathe Northwest defeating Shawnee Mission South 26-20. Olathe West, the huge comeback surprise of the Sunflower League, as they started their season with, I believe, I'll have to look. They started their season 0-3, as they are now 5-3, as they won last week over Shawnee Mission or Olathe South 14-7, and then they played last night over Shawnee Mission East and defeated the Lancers 34-18. So congrats to the Owls with an 0-3 start, and they come back with a 5-game winning streak, and that's going to put them in a good mark for Class 5A for the state tournament. Olathe South defeated by Olathe West, just covered that 14-7, and then Shawnee Mission West got a win last week over Shawnee Mission North 35-0. And that was the final standings, or the finals of all the Week 7 last week. And the standings, including the 2 Thursday night games last night, which was Olathe West over Shawnee Mission East 34-18, and then it was Shawnee Mission Northwest over Shawnee Mission South 21-0. It leaves Lawrence as the lone undefeated team in the Sunflower League. I'm still saying EKL. I caught myself. In the Sunflower League. Here's kind of an interesting situation. Gardner and Lawrence Free State are 6-1. Lawrence plays Lawrence Free State. So if Lawrence Free State would defeat Lawrence, it would be a 3-way championship between Lawrence Free State, and Gardner, and I'm not sure if they would go by point differential, but just kind of a little sidebar on that. Shawnee Mission Northwest, with their win last night, moves their record up to 6-2. Olathe North is 5-2, and we'll talk about the state playoffs here in a little bit. Also, Olathe East at 5-2. Olathe West, as I said, getting their 5th straight win, with finishing the regular season at 5-3. Shawnee Mission West, Olathe South at 2-5. Shawnee Mission South fell back to 2-6, as long as Shawnee Mission East also did. And then Olathe Northwest, with their first win last night, they get their first win and move their record up to 1-7. Shawnee Mission North at 0-7. Now here's where everything gets interesting. There will not be a test, but I'm just saying it's going to be a little bit interesting. As I said, the Blazers have the number 1 seed for the entire playoffs this year, so the state title runs through Gardner. Shawnee Mission Northwest right now at 6-2. Their point differential is a 52, and how the point differential works is if a team gets a win by more than 13 points, the max amount of win or points that they get for them is 13. So if they would win by 12, they get 12. If they win by 10, they get 10, and so forth. If you lose, it's the same thing but in reverse. The most amount of points you can lose is 13. So right now with the Blazers having a point differential of 77, if let's say Olathe North would win by 13, well, you have it more than a 26 point differential, because 20 was 60, it would be 79. 13 would be 26, so that'd only be 68. And if the Blazers would end up losing, lose there by more than 13, that would drop them down to 59, and the 13 would move Olathe North up to 55. So there's that 3-point cushion in there. I think it was 3 or 4, but that just shows the Blazers are locked in. But where it gets interesting is Olathe North needs to win, and they need to beat Lawrence Free State by more than 10 points. If they do have 10 points, then they will have a tie at 52 with Shawnee Mission Northwest for the number 2 seed. And then I believe it might go head-to-head, and I need to look real quick. I'm not sure if Shawnee Mission Northwest and Olathe North, no, they did not, so it may be a coin flip. I'm not sure what the tiebreaker is for that. So Olathe North definitely needs to win, and they need a big win over Olathe Northwest. Olathe East, as we talked about, they are playing Olathe South. They are pretty well locked in to where they are at, unless Olathe North would lose and Olathe East would win. Then your point differential comes in there. And to tell you how tight things are, for the 5th and 6th seed, EKL foes, Blue Valley West and Blue Valley, are at 5-2. Or check that. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, 4-2 and 5-3. So Blue Valley needs to win, being 4-3. That would drop Blue Valley West to 4-3. And they need to do it by, if they do it by the 2 points, then they go ahead of Blue Valley West, and they will be the 5 seed. Either that, Blue Valley would remain the 6 seed. So there's a big implications on that game tonight. Kansas City Wyandotte only had 6 games, and they are at 2-4. So by the percentage of wins, they are sitting in the 7th spot. And then you have Blue Valley North, Kansas City Harmon. Everything is pretty close to staying the same. Olathe South, as we talked about, they had played. They are at, I'm not sure where that. Oh, Shawnee Mission South with their win, so they're at minus 35. So their loss, their percentage-wise, dropped them a half game behind Olathe South. But Olathe South needs to win. They need to win big, as they are taking on Olathe East, or they will drop down below Shawnee Mission South, as Olathe South has a point differential of minus 49. Shawnee Mission South is minus 35. And all this, you can go to kshsaa.org for Kansas State High School Activities Association. Go to kshsaa.org and click on the tab. The drop down for athletics is football. On the right-hand side, it shows state playoffs or standings. And as soon as you click on that, that brings everything up, and that's where I'm reading it from right now. Shawnee Mission East falling hard, as they've been a tough team for years. They're at 2-6, minus 57. Blue Valley Northwest at 2-6 at minus 60. So both those teams are done with their 8 games. Olathe Northwest, they are done with. Actually, they have the game against Olathe North, so they could actually move up a little bit if they would come up with a win. And Shawnee Mission North is at the 16th seed at minus 91, and they're taking on the Blazers next week in Gardner. I hope you got all that. That's pretty much how everything's going. So a lot of good things for the Blazers right now. Number 1 seed, just like they did last year. As we can, I'll try to Get them back over here. They are back on I'm not sure why they're on the practice field back over here. But for whatever reason, they're back over there. And I'm not sure if it's by request or something, but that's where they're kind of going through their walkthroughs, which, hey, Coach Cornelson didn't complain. I'm not either. So anyway, that's what the situation here is here at Shawnee Mission South with the Blazers and Shawnee Mission West. As I said, Will McIntyre will be getting here as soon as he can, as he is just getting back from Reno, as he is Postmaster General. And they said, help, we got a big mess over here. We need you to clean it up. And that's what Will does. Something else I need to make mention of. Everyone has, a lot of people have contacted me wanting to know about American Computers, as everyone is, a lot of people have gone over there and seen that the doors were closed and no lights on, but still stuff inside the store. Here's the situation. I talked to John Alverson yesterday, and what he has done is they were forced to move from that building, and it was just a cost-effective deal for them. The money the space they were renting was perfect, but it was a little bit higher than what they could afford. So what they've actually done, they actually found themselves doing a lot more mobile work, as John Alverson is doing a lot of security camera work. And if you need to get a hold of John, the guy does really, really good work. And, he's been doing a lot of security work around Gardner and everything. So something else to keep in mind. But John Alverson and Jim, both of them are still working just like they always have, but they're doing mobile service, which is they will come to your place and pick your computer up, or maybe they'll come to your place and fix your computer. Or will the thrill McIntyre without the boot? We'll have to get him on here in a second. This is dedication, man. This is absolute dedication. Will McIntyre literally just got off. What'd you do? Connect to Denver? Phoenix. Wow, and you didn't stay in Phoenix. You should have stayed in Phoenix. We'll get Will on here in a second. But anyway, back to John Alverson with American Computers, is that they're doing a lot of mobile work. So they can come to your place, they can pick it up, they can come to your place, they can fix it there. Still doing the same work that as they were doing in the store. But they're picking it up and everything and doing it there, like I said. And he has a new phone number, which is 320-0224. That's 320-0224. Now, the commercials you're going to see coming up, I haven't been able to get those corrected. It takes a little bit. I got to get new graphics. I got to get everything re-recorded and put together and everything else. So they got back over there. So anyway, and every time one of John's commercials comes up for American Computers, I will remind you that his new number is 320-0224, and it's a lot of mobile work. As I said, they'll come to your place and get it. They'll come to your place, and if it's a simple fix, they can do it right there. Jim, and I'll tell you how good Jim is. The computer that I have here, that was purchased by Sean Capes with Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Capes came up to me and he said, I want to be a big part of the broadcast. And I said, well, here's what we need. He says, we'll get it done. So Sean purchased the computer, and this is the computer that Jim put together himself. It is a flawless computer. He's put it together, and this is what we've ran all last year and this year on with zero problems. So I'm trusting my broadcast through John Alverson and Jim with American Computers, and I'll tell you what, there's no reason why you shouldn't either. So give them a call, 320-0224. I'll get a post on the broadcast page as soon as I can. Also, since we're talking about Sean Capes, remember that with Capes you can get a $49 furnace checkup, and you better do it now because it's supposed to get frosty, even colder than it was this morning. And I should have Sean's phone number, and I didn't write it down, so I take full responsibility for that, and I'll pull it up here real quick. His phone number is 638-1647. 638-1647. for Capes Home Heating and Air Conditioning. Tell them that you heard about it here on the Blazer Broadcast Network, and that is the only way you can get the $49 furnace checkup, and I guarantee you're going to be needing that. So that's about where that sits. Go ahead. Get your headset on, man. We want to talk to you a little bit. I'm trying to figure out why you didn't stay in Phoenix. Because at Phoenix, it had to be like 80.
It was 78.
78, close, 80. 78. What, we're going to split hairs now?
Yeah.
I would have, and a dry heat.
I got some funny stories.
I'm sure you just came back from Reno. How can you come back from Reno and not have funny stories? My Lord. Yeah, we've got the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show coming up in a little bit, so we'll be able to indulge in that in a little bit here. The other thing I need to get set up here real quick. So that's everything that I think that we can cover the way we have. Blazers #1 seed throughout the playoffs, and they will be taking on Shawnee Mission North, and that will be next week as the first week of the state playoffs, as Shawnee Mission West here having their senior night, and we get Willard on.
Hello.
How you doing, Will?
Good.
You doing good?
Yes.
Are you tired?
Very.
Arms tired? I just flew in from Reno and my arms are tired.
Yeah.
Well, then we had to do that. What the heck? Anyway, we're going to take a quick time out here on the real quick. Joycelyn Peterson checks in. Let's go Blazers. Davian Johnson's granny from Brazoria, Texas. Looking forward to it. You know what, Joycelyn? It was, and I haven't been able to do this. We got me, and you didn't get to meet her. You were gone. Joycelyn Peterson showed up at the game last week, and as soon as she was done, she came right up to the booth, and she had this big old smile up. She goes, "Where's this broadcast?" We knew exactly where she was and got the biggest hug. She is one of the most awesome women I've ever met. So a huge thanks to Joycelyn. I would have been, you know me, Will.
Yes.
I would have been upset if someone that we communicate so much on the chat room and they come up to a game and they don't come up and say hi.
Right.
I feel cheated.
Yeah.
And Joycelyn did not cheat me. And I love her for that. And I got something special. I'm trying to get situated with her, so we'll get that going. So thanks again for her showing up. We're going to take a quick time out here on the Blazer Broadcast Network, and when we come back, we'll have the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show with comments from Coach Cornelson. I need a drink. Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Car buying is easier when you search, shop, and save at McCarthy. Search any of the 11 McCarthy locations. Shop new Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, Hyundais, Nissans, Toyotas, Subarus, and pre-owned vehicles. And save. Only McCarthy has an additional $2,000 trade and $1,000 down payment assistance. Plus, you keep the manufacturer rebates. It's time to search, shop, and save. Search Shop McCarthy now or come see us at any of the 11 McCarthy locations.
Introducing the brand new Price Chopper Rewards. Packed with new ways to save and new ways to spend your savings. Watch your savings add up every time you shop. Whether you spend a little or a whole lot. Just check your Price Chopper app to see the offers we have for you this week. Then choose to spend them at checkout or at the pump. Download the Price Chopper app now and start saving today.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Planet Sub, where you can receive $6 credit on your next order after every $50 spent. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Talking with Coach Corey Nelson on McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Blazers coming off a nice 56-14 win over Shawnee Mission Northwest, and it was a game that, coming in, it was one of the games that I had marked on the schedule that it was going to be one of those hurdles to get the good seeding into the postseason, get that going. Comes out that Lawrence did you a favor and defeated Olathe North, and you guys are locked into the #1 seed for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you know, I mean, honestly, I don't know exactly what those seeds mean. I mean, it's, you know, it's nice to be at home. I think that's really the only thing that's gained is we now know we're at home the rest of the way, and so that's definitely nice. But you know, the seeding without strength of schedule is almost impossible to tell if it's anywhere close to right. But it's always nice to play at home, and that game locked that up, and so that was a big win.
The one thing, and totally off the subject, but in the conversation of the playoffs, it's kind of interesting. You take a look at the teams on the West compared to the teams on the East, and you've got 3 undefeated teams in the West. Kind of nice going to be in the East one more year before you switch over to the West next year.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I guarantee you, if you look at Blue Valley West, some of those schools, they're as good as anybody around. Yeah. You know, they just play in a league that obviously when you have Aquinas and Miege and some of those schools, makes you extremely tough. So those schools coming out of there, I can assure you, are as good as anybody around. So you know, I don't necessarily worry about what records are. I just kind of see what I see on film, and the East has some really good football teams.
Getting back to Shawnee Mission Northwest last week, a 52-14 win. Like I said, it's one of those games that I had kind of marked that you really need to watch out for. Defense did a nice job controlling, especially against the throwing quarterback of Ty Black. That's what he likes to do, and he was the one-man threat for him.
Yeah, you know, I thought our defense, our plan was a little different than what we did 2 games a year ago. And so it was interesting to see it kind of unfold and see what we were good at and what we weren't good at, and that was the first we've done some of that stuff. So it took us a little bit, but I felt like they settled in, and the plan started to really work itself out as we went. And thought our linebackers did a great job of covering underneath, which is something we haven't been able to do, you know, a year ago. So that was nice to see us able to do that. And you know, they came out and made tackles if they did catch it, and you know, so I thought they did a great job.
The game with Lawrence, I kind of look at with 1-point loss. I was kind of interested to see how the team was going to react, not just the next game, but the few games after that. The defense intensity has really gone up. The tackling has been a lot better, because that was one of the main things that really killed you guys against Lawrence.
Yeah, you know, we struggled with penalties offensively, and we couldn't tackle defensively, and you have those two things against us, and you're not going to win many games. So you know, we learn from it, and you know, hopefully we're better for it, and you know, we just got to continue to improve each and every week.
We'll be back with more with the coach right after this.
Car buying is easier when you search, shop, and save at McCarthy. Search any of the 11 McCarthy locations. Shop new Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, Hyundais, Nissans, Toyotas, Subarus, and pre-owned vehicles. And save. Only McCarthy has an additional $2,000 trade and $1,000 down payment assistance. Plus, you keep the manufacturer rebates. It's time to search, shop, and save. Search Shop McCarthy now, or come see us at any of the 11 McCarthy locations.
Introducing the all-new Price Chopper Rewards. Save every time you shop, whether you spend a little or a lot. You can use your rewards at Price Chopper and at Quick Trip. Download the Price Chopper app today to see the offers.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Contact Sean for any home indoor air quality products that you might need or be interested in. Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. 638-1647.
Blazers Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
American Computers, your one-stop shop for all of your computer needs. Stop in and see what all they have in stock. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Talking with Coach Corey Nelson on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Back with Coach Corey Nelson on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Blazers getting set to take on Shawnee Mission West in the last game of the regular season. As we talked about before, you guys were locked in #1 seed. So this, in all intents and purposes, with no disrespect to West, but for this game for you guys, the main goal is to come out of this game with no injuries.
I think the main goal is always to get better, and it's another opportunity. These kids work year-round, and we only have so many games in a season. And so you want to make sure you take the opportunity to improve and to get better. So that's been our focus. It doesn't necessarily matter what the circumstance is or who we're playing. The reality is it's our job to get better this week and be better than we were a week ago. So that's our goal.
And West is a lot better than what they had been, so they're not going to lay down. They're going to give you guys a good game tonight.
No, if you look at their film, they had a chance to beat Olathe East. They were there with Free State. They're a good football team. We're going to have to play well.
When you take a look, going back to the JV squad and everything, their season's over with. You guys had a really nice year with JV and the sophomore and the freshman teams.
Yeah, I think our JV's lost 1 in 2 years, and it happened to be the last game, which is never fun. But Coach DeGraff and Coach Rush did a great job with those guys, and Bergman on having them ready to play each and every week. And so we were proud of them. And our freshmen just came off a big win last night, and so those guys have done a really good job. And hopefully the future continues to look good.
I was going to say, and that just plants a big seed to start growing when you start with the years coming up.
Yeah, from all the way from our youth program, we try to do a good job of being a part of that and building that to our junior highs and our freshman and JV team. We want to continue to grow and continue to get better at each level.
Well, good luck tonight against Shawnee Mission West. Let's go get another win.
All right, thank you.
Stick around. Coming up next, the starting lineup and the kickoff right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Car buying is easier when you search, shop, and save at McCarthy. Search any of the 11 McCarthy locations. Shop new Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, Hyundais, Nissans, Toyotas, Subarus, and pre-owned vehicles. And save. Only McCarthy has an additional $2,000 trade and $1,000 down payment assistance. Plus, you keep the manufacturer rebates. It's time to search, shop, and save. Search Shop McCarthy now or come see us at any of the 11 McCarthy locations.
Introducing the brand new Price Chopper Rewards. Packed with new ways to save and new ways to spend your savings. Watch your savings add up every time you shop. Whether you spend a little or a whole lot? Just check your Price Chopper app to see the offers we have for you this week. Then choose to spend them at checkout or at the pump. Download the Price Chopper app now and start saving today.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
Blazers Restaurant. Dawn and Wally have been proud supporters of Blazer Athletics for 15 years, so it only makes sense that they own Blazers. Stop in and tell them thanks for their support. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Planet Sub. Sign up for their P-Sub Club, where you can get updates on debuting menu items, specials, exclusive coupons, and a free sub on your birthday. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathe, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Boom! Hey, where are you going? Can't get by me. I'm number one in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number one. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am a king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Talking with Coach Corey Nelson on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame. Ryan Regland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Sorry about that. It's what happens when you forget to check or uncheck one thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, it is the Shawnee Mission West Vikings and your Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers, the number one seed. Gardner Edgerton Trail. That's got a nice ring to it, don't it, Will? Here, let's get that in there. Let me get this turned out there. Okay.
And just remember, we had this last year, the number one seed.
And we ran into that juggernaut with Blue Valley North. So, and now here's the kicker. I marked down. I was talking to Griffin Johnson. I was talking to Jarrett Finley a little bit, and Jarrett says he's going to make it to another game. He says so. Well,
hey, if I can make it to the night, then
he has no excuse. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair enough. There's two teams that, when I was looking at the brackets, that could give the Blazers trouble.
Blue Valley High and Olathe North.
The two teams. Now, I
believe that they're going to be in the bottom.
If Blue Valley wins their game tonight against Blue Valley West, they will be the 5 seed, and they will be on the Blazers side, and they will meet the Blazers
at home.
If we take care of business and they take care of business. How cool would that be, having Blue Valley come back to Gardner Edgerton?
That would be spectacular.
That would be nice. That would be old homecoming week kind of.
That would be spectacular.
But these are kids that are, well, I mean,
they don't know the rivalry or the
2 years separated.
Yeah.
From 2 years separated from the EKL, but at the same time, it's still not totally separated.
No.
But that rivalry from the 2010 and then the what was that, 12 13?
No, it's at 12.
Was it 12?
Got a bad call against us.
When we got Well, we had a lot of bad calls in 2010, but we won't go there.
No, we won't.
We won't go there about that. That's still a sore subject.
Yes, very.
But Blue Valley takes care of business against Blue Valley West. That means Blue Valley would be in the side of the bracket with Gardner Edgerton. So that's kind of an interesting deal. And we're going to be watching up all the scores on 810 Varsity Sports. And I'll tell you what, if you have not checked out Chad Rader and 810varsity.com, everything you want. And I'll tell you what, Chad keeps up on his scores quicker than Keisha does.
Yeah.
The dude's good. I don't know how he does it. He's got the connections. And,
yeah, but Keisha, you got to type everything. I mean, you got to send everything into them to get it updated.
And I don't even know how he gets all his done. I'm sure he has his computer and he goes click, boom, done, or whichever. But
well, it's 810 Sports. They probably have people at all the games.
But still, the everything that it takes for Chad Ray to keep that going, it does a heck of a job.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah. So
the man needs the props.
I'll give it to him. And that's why we've got his logo up there at the top of the screen. He broadcasts our games on his site, and I've already told him anything he wants, he's got it. And he knows he can count on us. In fact, did some 5A basketball last year, and did some 4A boys and girls basketball state tournament last year, and that was fun. So as you can see, the Blazers starting to come out, and
Is that electronic?
I was going to show that here in a second. Electronic markers.
Yes.
For the side. So Blazers back over here, try to get tight enough. That's pretty nice looking right there, ain't it?
Yes.
That just shows it coming through. And it's reusable. And there come the Blazers out for their game against Shawnee Mission West. And here's what Will was talking about. Those are digital. Those are pretty fancy right there.
Yes. Yeah, but look at this stadium now.
Well, we were pretty impressed, and this is only the second time we've been here. The last time we were here was last year when the Blazers defeated Shawnee Mission East.
Right.
But the time before that, when we were here,
it was horrible.
It was so bad.
Yes.
I mean, we couldn't even do the game because the internet wasn't working. We couldn't get a decent signal. Nothing. Oh, what had happened was they had their signal through 5G.
Right.
And the computer that I was using did not have a 5G Wi-Fi card.
No.
So it couldn't pick it up. That's what happened. And so when we came back here last year.
It was nice.
Oh, you know what? Is that not the smoothest elevator in the history of elevators?
Yes.
Ma, you can't even tell
and
that thing
moves. Hopefully Gardner
moves.
Edgerton's got theirs fixed.
Hopefully. But as here comes Shawnee Mission West out of the locker. And
what is their record?
2-5.
Okay.
And actually, Shawnee Mission West has not played all that terribly bad. And we'll bring up their. They had a tight game against Shawnee Mission or Lawrence Free State. They lost. They actually were in the game 44-28, but they were in the game late, and then Lawrence Free State just took off with it, and they lost to Olathe East 14-6. That was a very winnable game. They were in it with Shawnee Mission South earlier until the last late game score by the Raiders and lost 21-7. So they have not played bad. It's just, I don't want to say an inexperienced team, but they only have 18 seniors as to the 32 for the Blazers, and then. I did a count off their roster. They only have 15 juniors next year.
Right.
So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that happens. Let's see. Andrea Cassert says, "Let's go Blazers! Watching the game on TV. 2000 some alum. Thank you for checking in." Jason Posh says, "Let's go Blazers!" Drop us a line on the chat room, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like and the bell
And I don't have to check in from Reno this
You don't have to check in from Reno. How did that go from Reno? Did you just watch it on your computer?
Yes. No, I watched it on my phone.
On your phone?
Remember, I didn't have my computer, or I would have done stats.
That's right. Or you would have done stats. You didn't think about that, did you? That'd have been kind of cool. So the Blazers will receive the kickoff, and they will be defending the south goal. As the wind is kind of really basically there is no wind. If there was a wind, it'd be a lot chillier than what it is now. So the Blazers and the Vikings of Shawnee Mission West. As I want to remind everyone, HD service brought to you by Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, with tech support by American Computers. And remember, and we'll keep reminding you of this, John Alverson with American Computers is now doing mobile service. They are not on their Moonlight or at their Moonlight location. Their new phone number, 320-0224. That's 320-0224. And make sure you tell John you heard about them on the Blazer Broadcast Network, and make sure you tell them a huge thanks, because without them and without Sean Capes with Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, HD service like this would not be possible. So it's a huge, huge deal that you go and tell them thanks. And remember, only Blazer Broadcast Network listeners get the $49 furnace checkup. Give Sean Capes a call at 638-1647. Going off to the far side, up to the middle, brings it back inside, across the 40, and he's going to be brought down at the 46-yard line. And that's the man, Tajon Crow, the spin doctor, with a nice return. So 1st and 10. The best case scenario for the Blazers would be a big lead early, get a lot of the JV guys in, and get out of the game with, and of course, Coach Cornelson's going to say always get better. Right now, I want to get out of this with no injuries. That's my deal.
That's pretty cool, looking across the field and seeing the 10 yards to go.
Boot dash up to the 49, only a couple yards on the play. Clock running at 10:35.
You see how the down marker changes?
I do. I see that. That is pretty slick. I can look up, but I'm so used to looking down, just kind of.
Oh, I understand.
Seeing it that way, but yeah, that's pretty slick. So 2nd and 8. Crow off to right guard. He is gone. He's at the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Blazers. 2 yards, 51-yard touchdown run. How do you do?
2 plays, 51 yards.
And I have to apologize for that. I forgot I'm running the camera.
No, 54 yards. Sorry.
That was a 51-yard because it was at the 49.
I know, but I'm just saying 2 plays, 54
drive.
yards.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm sorry about with the camera. I forgot I'm running the camera, so I apologize for that. Tajon Crow with the score. And the left-footed Caleb Calvin with the extra point is good. And just like that, with 11:08 to go in the first quarter, Blazers are leading 7-0. That did not take long. And nice job on that right side as that thing just went off right guard. And they had a nice little, literally, he got through the second level pretty quickly.
Yes.
And they sold in on the strong side, and there was no one home.
2 plays, 54 yards, and 52 seconds.
As they say, that does not suck. I don't even know where I came up with that. There's some show or something like that had that.
And you missed a couple of my lines last week when I was talking about, you said running back, and I put running clock because we're getting up to 50 points, and I said, is it going to be a running clock?
Oh, well, yeah. One of those days.
I know the Griffmeister had you.
Oh, yeah, he'll do that. Trying to get it to the outside. Spun around, lost the ball as it's going to go out of bounds and stay to the Vikings. That could have been dangerous. For a second when he spun around, it almost looked like he was trying to lateral it off. So 1st and 10 for Shawnee Mission West. Okay, Jessica, hold on. Give me a second. I'm multitasking here. I'll tell you what happens here in a second. Hand off to the near side, smash down at the line of scrimmage. My daughter has checked in and says, here's how she says it. She goes, Grandpa, you need to update the score. So therefore, I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. Is that better, dear? Dave Warner says, move the camera. Yeah, I apologize for that. Back up the middle, not much there. I'll tell you what, and I made the comment to Coach Cornelson after that Lawrence game, this Blazer defense really has stepped up. These guys have really done something.
In all aspects.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, they all go towards the ball instead of.
Well, after Lawrence, the Blazers have given up 6 points, 7 points, 14 and 14. 28, 35, 35, 41 points since.
Oh.
That was a hard hit, and he did not get very far. And that's going to force Shawnee Mission West to punt. But since those games.
That was Devontae Pritchard who laid the wood on him.
That's just what Devontae does. And my daughter says, it's Owen, thank you. So my grandson, I was wondering where Grandpa came from. My grandson Owen says I need to change the score. So Owen, just for you, I changed the score, son. Fair catch at the 26-yard line by Jake McClure. And that's going to bring out the offense again for the Blazers. I'm just throwing pins all over the place. As we will be checking out the scores on 810 Varsity Sport on 810varsity.com throughout the night to try to get a better layout of the playoff situation. McKelvey cuts it back inside across the 30, gets up to the 31. So he got 5 yards out of something that looked like it was probably in it would be nothing. And I think, and this is just going to be a typical game for the Blazers. Keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock rolling. Let's get out of here. And David Warner says, yeah, Dave Warner says a lot of those teams are off the second team defense, but still, even then. Butash up the middle, Tyler, the youngster, and he's going to have a first down for the Blazers. But Dave Warner said, wrap up this victory and let's move on to the postseason at home. Hugonton, Kansas, supporting Blazers, and Taylor Warner. If I remember right, Taylor's going to K-State. That's going to be a fun deal. Mm-hmm. And I think K-State plays Oklahoma tomorrow.
In Manhattan.
Ema, go Cats. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's where Jordan's at right now.
Oh, I figured maybe that's what happened to him. McKelvey gets it up close to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he headed down tonight to catch the game tomorrow.
Where's he stay at? Has he got friends down there?
Oh, They got some hotel.
Oh, well. Yep, Dave Warner says, yep, Taylor's going to K-State, so that's good. And I can't remember Davian Johnson.
And isn't Devontae Pritchard, they had to look at Devontae? They looked at, well, I'll tell you what, you're getting a heck of a player with him. Off to the near side is Crow. Spin move, cross the 50, first down for the Blazers. So the spin doctor does it again, Tajon Crow. And Blazer just doing what they do. They're just wearing out that front line. Slow and methodical.
Well, and the thing is, and I like watching the practice, and I like watching how the coach explains, the different plays and situations and everything. And it's almost like a machine. It's almost like clockwork. Over to the 40-yard line is Butash. And he's going to end up getting about 8 yards on the play. And Dave says, yes, they did offer Devontae. And I'm like, can you imagine Taylor and Devontae? Can you imagine Devontae going to K-State?
Wow.
You know what? I think that's almost like a perfect fit for him. Because they're really trying to get that physicality back in Manhattan. That'd be a pretty good start for me. Hand off to Crow off the right side as he got up to about the 35. And it's going to be enough for a first down. Clock running at 6:04. Now, as soon as they start the clock, there they go. So 6 minutes on the clock. So 1st and 10 for the Blazers. McKelvey keeps it himself, has a good block. He breaks a couple tackles to the outside, across the 10-5. Touchdown, Blazers. McKelvey had a great lead block. I didn't see who it was. But he had a great lead block over that right side. And that was a 36-yard?
Yes, it was.
I better get on this score here real quick before
you get another
note
from
trouble.
your grandson.
Yeah. And the extra point is up and good. So there, I got the score taken care of. I can't get yelled at by my grandson Owen. Blazers with a 14-0 lead. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with a kickoff right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. For the best in general dentistry, Humphreys Family Dentistry will give you the smile you've always wanted. Make your appointment by calling 856-2333. That's 856-2333.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service, but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. HD service brought to you by Capes Home Heating and Air Conditioning and tech support by America Computers. And a bobbled kickoff and then returned back with a big one. Saving tackle by the kicker, Jake McClure. And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make that, Wesley Clark is gone for 6. And they kind of muffed it a little bit in the backfield. So thank goodness for Mr. McClure.
And he didn't fall for the juke move.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have. That wouldn't have been the first time I've fallen for something. Where's that other? There should be another sheet. Thought I had 2 of them in there. And off to the inside. Across the 40, missed tackle by Ethan Reynolds, and then brought down from behind by Devontae Pritchard, and now they're going to have a flag. And I have a feeling they're going to call a horse collar on that. Oh, they're going to say face mask, so that's going to add 15 yards to the play. After a bobbled kickoff in the backfield, McClure saves a touchdown return, and then on the first play, a missed tackle, and then adding a personal foul to the end of it. That does not go to a good situation. So clock stopped at 5:15. Out of the eye. Handoff up the middle, and absolutely nothing there.
They lose a yard.
As he was brought down by Caden Rodriguez, a 200-pound, 5'10 junior. That's going to be nice to see him back in the lineup next year. Kylie Schultz says, offense reminds me of the 2013 to 2017 Shawnee Mission East days with Delaney. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it's that veer. It's the what did Coach Brown say in Remember the Titans? It's like Novocaine.
Yep.
Just give it a chance. It always works. So 2nd and goal. Handoff up the middle. Nothing there. Gets a couple yards out of it. Should be one more of these sitting around.
All right.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. I got it. Don't mind me.
Okay. Never do.
Well, I was about ready to say I don't know why I say that because I didn't think you were going to anyway. Clock running under 4 minutes. So make it 3rd and goal from about the 6-yard line. High snap, bobbled and recovered. Weston Moore barely got back on as that snap was really high. So now it's going to be 4th and goal from the 11. And now Coach Callahan's going to be forced to get a field goal out of it. As we'll see if we have any scores yet. We'll check on 18varsity.com here in a second. As Ruben Anderson with the field goal attempt. It is up and good. So the Vikings get on the board. 14-3 is the score. And we'll take a look at 810varsity.com here in a second and see what we can find out for scores. And I had to drop it down there. Well, if we get to it. Well, all of a sudden, this is kind of a weird deal. Now, all of a sudden, I can't get the scores to come up. Well, that's kind of strange. Now, all of a sudden, I'm blocked off at 810 varsity for whatever reason. Alrighty then. Well, I hope our broadcast is still going on. I'm not sure. Why don't you grab your phone real quick and pull up 810 varsity real quick. We'll be able to pull those up here in a second. High kick to the 18-yard line. And there should be a flag there. I mean, literally wrapped around the neck as a return by Jake McClure. So clock stopped at 2:53. Here, hand me your phone real quick. And we'll take a look at the scores here in a second. So 1st and 10 for the Blazers. Handoff up the middle. Breaking tackles, and I mean, that was just a simple dive play. And I love watching Keith Brown run, man. He just lowers the shoulder and just gets after it. Some of the score updates real quick. Olathe North leading Olathe Northwest 14-0. Olathe South leading Olathe East 6-0. Peola leading Lewisburg 7-0 in Frontier action. That's always a big rivalry there. So that's all we have right now in 8-10 varsity. Handoff going to the far side to Dennis. He gets another first down. The ball is loose, but it's going to be off the on contact of the ground. Oh, that was weird. Okay, now we got it back up here. Now, I'm not sure why it did that. And we have a timeout on the field. Our next broadcast will start the first week of the state playoffs, as it will be the Blazers, the number 1 seed, having home field advantage throughout the playoffs, as they will be taking on the Indians of Shawnee Mission North. A look around the Sunflower League will be starting at 6:15. Brought to you by Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed. And then the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starting at 6:40 with comments from Coach Cornelson. And then HD service of the broadcast with the kickoff starting at 7 o'clock. Brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning and American Computers with the tech support. And remember, American Computers is now doing mobile service. They are no longer at their Moonlight location. You can call John or Jim at 320-0224. So 1st and 10 for the Blazers. McKelvey with the pitch to the near side to Crow. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. And that's going to be down by contact to the ground. And that was something we haven't seen a whole lot. It's the option play.
No.
Usually it's, on something like that, Crow's cutting in and sealing off an edge for McKelvey, and that was just a simple option play. And like I said, something we hadn't seen for a while. In fact, I can't remember seeing that before. Handoff up the middle, in for the touchdown, Blazers. And another one, that's my man. I love watching him run the ball, Keith Brown. The 5'9", 200-pound senior, in for the score from 11 yards out. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I thought they were saying that that we didn't score. And the extra point is up and good. 21-3 is the score. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with the kickoff after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call for their $59 complete heating system inspection. Call Sean with Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, 638-1647.
Blazers Restaurant. After every Blazer football game, Blazers will be open till 11. So after a great game, stop in and get a great burger. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
American Computers. Never feel intimidated about going to a computer store. John and the boys are always happy to help you understand your computer better. And if something needs to be fixed, they will help you understand what's going on. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Blazers leading 21-3. 1:23 to go in the first quarter. And the Blazer offense basically having their way right now. That front line doing a great job. And there's a short kick going for the pooch. And smartly done by the Vikings taking that fair catch. And that's Coach Callahan going, look, guys, this is what they like to do. If it gets in, you can catch it, fair catch it. Let's just be done with it. We're not going to try to return it. So clock at 1:23. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the alert button. I want to see how many likes we can get for tonight's game, as we have 146 people watching. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
Play action, looking to pass, and brought down by one Mr. Jake McClure. He's kicking off, he's saving tackles, and he's getting quarterback sacks. That's not a bad hat trick.
No. And he had a nice open field tackle.
For saving the tackle on the kickoff, yeah. Also, if you can, make sure you share the broadcast on your Facebook page and let everyone know that you're watching it. So 2nd and 18. Play action up the middle. Absolutely nothing there. And ripping it out, and they're going to say it was blown dead, but coming out of it was Anthony Rodriguez. He was 10 yards back and looking back going, no, I have it. You don't blow the whistle. So it's going to be a long third down. Make it 3rd and 20. Now I wonder if that's done by measurement and automatically detects it. And plays blown dead. And that's the end of the quarter with the Blazers leading 21-0. We're going to take a timeout, be back with the second quarter after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can enjoy Coke products along with 2 50-foot-long Barely Pop for the big kids. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Don't forget on Wednesdays, senior citizens can get 10% off their purchase. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from American Computers.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service, but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Al, sorry about that. I guess we're not doing 1 minute timeouts anymore as Shawnee Mission West went for a deep throw while Michael Jackson's Thriller was still playing. So that was a cluster within itself. So I thought we had 1 minute timeouts.
Quarters, yeah.
I guess I was wrong. So 4th down and a punt, and this one's going to be a high one. It's not going to go very far, as it's going to go out of bounds at the 47-yard line of West. Great field position for the Blazers with 11:46 to go in the half. Enjoying the band.
Yes, we are.
Why not? I wonder how many people decided to stay home on a cold night and watch the game.
Probably several. And I came from a warm one.
Yeah, you went from a warm. McCarthy with the play action, rolling out, looking to pass, going downfield. Pass is intercepted. Pass was intended for Tyler Getzman, and it was partially tipped. I believe that might be Jalen Bullitt. Actually, that's going to be Lucas Bullock. I think that's a 6. 6 or 5. McKelvey went for it, and I think he was trying to put it up and let Getzman go to it, and Bullock just tipped it enough and kept his concentration, so nice job by the Vikings defense. I don't think West has a first down yet, do they?
Yes, they do.
Do they? Okay. Yeah, I guess they would have on that pass. Yeah, that's right. And then the penalty was added to it. Going for it. What an effort. They're going to say incomplete, but I'll tell you what, folks. That's a pitch and a catch right there, even though if he was out of bounds. And I didn't see the number with that catch.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up scores.
I've got that here. Yeah, it's some reason I had to sign into it. So 2nd and 10, and a sack at the 1-yard line. The big man, Isaiah Jackson, 3'10", 6 foot, runs like he's 2.5. He is quick.
Very.
He was doing some damage last week, too, against Northwest. So this is going to be 3rd and 18. And if Jackson would have waited just a half a second, he could have got a safety out of it. Yeah. He was just a little too anxious.
But you just get the guy down.
Just get the guy down. Clock running at 10:47. And nothing there. I'm not sure where they were going with that, and it was absolutely shut down. And it's going to be 4th and 18. And Shawnee Mission West is going to be forced to punt again. You've got first quarter stats, don't you?
1 second.
1 second, done. You need like one of those stylish. You can just go pink, pink, pink.
Well, if we actually had the minute in between the quarters.
Well, it's high snap and get it away, and it's going to take a West bounce across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line, where that's where the Blazers will take control. And see if we have any more score updates real quick. Don't see anything new. Blue Valley North leading St. James Academy 7-0, and that might be a little bit of a shocker with St. James Academy with the big win over Bishop Miege earlier.
Let's go real quick.
All right.
First quarter, GE 13 rushes for 192 yards.
Wow.
6 first downs, 15 yards in penalty. Time of possession 5:53. For Shawnee Mission West, 8 rushes for -8 yards, 1 pass for 33 yards, total of 25 yards, and 1 first down, 6:07 total time.
So what you're saying is that Gardner's being very efficient with their time with the ball.
Yes, very.
Yep. and 198 yards in 92 and 13 carries. That's pretty good. Handoff to Zizon Crow. Off to the far side. Stutter steps. Cuts it back inside. Tuck it in. Had that ball flailing out like Shady McCoy a little bit. I was starting to get a little nervous. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Clock running at 9:13. Or they'll get it running as soon as they get the first down markers set. So what do you got going on this weekend? Relaxing after you get home from Reno?
Yeah.
I'm going to Columbia.
Are you?
I got a tournament. And no, I'm not going to Columbia to watch Missouri. That's just not going to happen. Not much up the middle. I don't even know if they're playing in town or not.
I have no clue.
If they're playing in town, I may want
Seth Pesic, if you're listening, let us know if Mizzou's playing.
No, we don't care, Seth. Unless you're a wrestling dude, we don't care. I'm just being honest with you, man. Clock running at 8:28. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Butash up the left side. And he's having enough for a first down. I think the ball's loose the way they're fighting for it. That's when you got to start staying under control. And they're going to say Gardner came up with it.
Ball recovered by the Blazers.
I think that might have been Crow that came up with the loose ball. The crowd here is kind of subdued.
Quiet, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad little showing. I mean, a nice little showing there for the student section.
Right.
Handoff up the middle for the first down, getting across the 10 and down at the 10 is Keith Brown. That's your workhorse. They're going to mark him down at the 11. See, this is one of those nights where you need to be at one of those real small schools like 8-man or 1A.
Yeah.
And everyone's in their Carhartts along the sideline, and you're freezing cold, and you go to the concession stand, you get that nice cup of hot chocolate. You take that drink of hot chocolate, and you feel it run through your body. Oh, that's a great feeling.
I still remember the cold night out in Shawnee, Michigan.
Oh, my God.
No, it was in Topeka, wasn't it? Topeka Seaman? Tecumseh.
Get to the outside, in for the touchdown, Blazers. Reggie Dennis with the carry and the touchdown for 11 yards out.
Oh, we got holding on Gardner.
I didn't see the flag. That's going to bring it back. Well, that's going to bring it back 10 yards, so negate that. Yeah, that was at Shawnee Heights and Tecumseh. That was, and
there was a rainy, cold, icy.
Me and Dave were looking at each other and like, wow. No, I'll give you another cold one. Was out in Ottawa because their field runs east-west.
Yeah.
And that west wind was blowing.
Yeah.
So they marked the ball at the 20. So it was a spot foul. So you give them a yard on the carry, I guess, and then back it up from there. There goes Bergman with the carry. As he started from the right side and just swung it back inside.
Run by number 15, Garrett Bergman.
Garrett Bergman with the carry.
Number 6, Lucas Bullock. Second down.
Make sure you hit the subscribe. We've already had a couple people subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe, the like button, and the alert button. And while you're at it, let's go for the quad and share it. Why not? .640 on the clock.
They can actually get a first down without a touchdown.
McKelvey with the keeper, breaks one tackle, breaks another one, gets around to the left side, looks like he's going to throw it, gets in for the touchdown, Blazers.
Wow.
Tevin McKelvey fakes the handoff to Brown, looks like he's about down, breaks one tackle. No, he breaks two tackles. Then he puts the ball up like he's going to throw it, and then he goes in for the score. Unreal. Needless to say, that was a pretty tough run.
Yeah.
Clocked at 6:27. Now with the extra point by Caleb Calvin.
Flag on the play.
And we're going to have offsides on the Vikings. This is, I think Coach Cornelson's going to stay with the field goal, but this kind of makes it tempted to go for two. I mean, granted, it's going to, with the field goal, it's 28 to, to 3, but still, it's just tempting. So Caleb Calvin with the extra point again. Low line drive, but he got it in. Whatever it takes, son, by any means necessary.
Yes.
So 28-3 is the score, 6:27 to go in the half. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with the kickoff after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. If you're getting ready to sell your car, you know that appearance is key. So why not let Jeff get your car ready for you? Call Jeff at 620-1253.
American Computers. There's a reason why American Computers is the official computer store of the Blazer Broadcast Network. It just takes a single visit to find out why. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware. Humphrey's Family Dentistry. For the best in general dentistry, Humphrey's Family Dentistry will give you the smile you've always wanted. Make your appointment by calling 856-2333. That's 856-2333.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth with HD Service, brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, where if you call Sean Capes right now, maybe not right now, but give him a call, 638-1647. Tell him you want the $49 furnace checkup. You're going to want it. You're going to need it. Peace of mind. Never hurt anyone. Give him a call, 638-1647. And also HD Service is tech supported by American Computers. And as I've been mentioning, John Alverson is no longer at the Moonlight location, but you can still get a hold of him at 320-0224. That's 320-0224. They're doing mobile service now. They'll come get your computer, do whatever needs to be done. Or if it's quick enough, they can do it right there at your house. And don't forget to talk to John Alverson about security systems, about cameras, as he can get you set up with a great deal. That's 320-0224. Clock at 6:22, 28-3 is the score. And off up the middle, kind of leans off to the left side, off the left guard.
And number 27, Trayvon Gilliard. Second down.
So Patrick Mahomes, not playing Sunday. You
I
agree
doubt
with
it.
that?
I doubt it. He shouldn't.
No, he's not. They already announced that he wasn't.
Oh, I'm in agreement.
And I'll tell you what, they might have been teasing with the thought, but I think right now, it's a smart move. Do I think?
Let him rest.
Yeah, there's no sense in it.
I mean, they pretty much got their division.
Yeah, and right now they would. Right now they're 2 games behind. Actually, 2 games behind New England for home field advantage. They would have to beat New England on the head-up match and then wait for New England to lose another one, and they can't lose another one.
Right.
And, that's too many variables in there, and it's, you're dealing with literally the definition of franchise player.
Yeah.
So you just don't mess with it.
No. Let him rest. Give him.
Get that ankle fixed up too. Back to pass on the hook. Pass incomplete.
Pass intended for number 2, Earl McDowell.
Earl McDowell, the intended receiver. So it's going to be 4th down again. And the Vikings will be forced to punt with the clock stopped at 5:01. Make sure you drop us a line on the chat room. Let us know where you're listening from and if you're watching anyone in particular. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and the alert bell. Another short kick. Takes a little bit of a Blazer bounce, about the 42-yard line. So the clock stops at 4:50. Our next broadcast will be next Friday, as it will be the first week of state playoffs already.
Yeah.
And you know what happens in a month? Basketball.
Yes.
And also, I got to get with the head wrestling coach. We are going to be broadcasting the Blazer Invitational.
Okay.
That's always a big one. So 1st and 10 for the Blazers. Handoff up the middle. Gets about 5 yards on the play.
Run by number 44, Keith Brown. Tackle by number 21, Wesley Clark.
I'm just glad the wind's not blowing.
8:10 hasn't updated it.
Probably haven't gotten a whole lot yet. Tell Chad Rader get in gear. So 2nd and 4. Handoff back up the middle. There goes Butash. Almost broke the tackle as they faked it up the middle and actually gave it to Butash up the right side. And I'll tell you what, he's got a little bit of get up and go to him.
First down, Blazers.
And Butash being a sophomore, we get 2 more years of the Butash.
And his brother's a senior this year.
Yep. And how much fun is it for those 2 guys to be playing on the same team on varsity? That's a fun deal for them.
Yes.
So 1st and 10. Hand off to the elder Butash. As he spins around, gets about 6 yards out of the play. We're going to have to start figuring this out. I don't know if the coaches have it broken down, but I wish there was a way to break it down on first down plays, on what their average is on first down running plays. Because right now they're just dominating on it.
Right.
It's not like it's ESPN or anything. We've got 15 guys taking care of different stats or whatnot. Hand off to the younger Butash. He breaks the tackle. He's in for the touchdown, Blazers.
Yes.
There's going to be a flag on the tackle, and that's just out of frustration. But Tyler Butash with the run. And I'll tell you what, that Blazer front line is just absolutely dominating right now. And when you're running this type of offense, if your front line can get off the ball first and just get that first initial hit, that makes all the difference in the world. And I'm not sure what the White Hat's coming over to do. You want to get a different angle on it, I guess.
Exactly.
The extra point is up off the high snap and good.
Not a line drive.
Not a line drive. This one looked a lot more pretty. 35-3 is the score with 3:08 to go in the half.
Can you say probably running clock?
I'll tell you what, this game's going by quick.
Yes.
because this time I think we were just getting over with the first half about this time with Shawnee Mission Northwest, and as much as they like to throw the ball.
You mean the first quarter?
Now we've got, first quarter. Now we've got some scores. Shawnee Mission North. Wow. Shawnee. Oh, that was Northwest. I'm sorry. Let's see. Blue Valley West leading Blue Valley 7-3. Some of the other ones.
Mill Valley.
Lawrence and Lawrence Free State tied at 7.
Mill Valley up 21-0 on Blue Valley Southwest.
Yeah, that's Southwest can be sneaky on you. They can come back and they can do something.
35-0 Olathe North.
North leading Northwest, so it looks like they're going to get ahead of East in the standings. Shawnee Mission North 14-17 against Leavenworth. So the Indians trying to get a win.
Lawrence and Lawrence Free State 7-7.
That's going to be a good one. In fact, some of these games you can watch. Actually, let's see. That one's not live. You can watch. There's really no other games on the Kansas side that A-10 Varsity has that you want to watch outside of this one. So this is the best one. I'm just saying. And this one's going to be out of bounds, or it's going to be a touchback. Let's see if we can get some good ones on the Missouri side real quick as we check out on A-10 Varsity. Let's see. Anyone in particular? Lee Summit West.
Fort Osage
trailing.
Fort Osage was up on Ruskin a minute ago.
We're not worried about them.
Well, I am. Shut up.
Fort Osage shutting out Ruskin 21-0. There you go, Will. I love you, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But thank you for having a drink ready for me.
Hey, the guys over here, I had to pay good money to get them over here to do it because I knew that concession stand wasn't going to be open in time. McCarthy Auto Group halftime show coming up in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. As they're going to have their senior night, I believe, for their band and stuff.
Well, they did the football players before the game.
Yep, so they did the band and everything else.
And I think they did the cheerleaders too.
They might have. Coming out with the option and a loss on the play as Weston Moore goes down. The 6-foot, 180-pound sophomore. Just not much there.
That yard sign still's got me.
I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, it
beats
okay.
having to look up the scoreboard sometimes.
Yeah. Or counting fives when it's a big distance. I mean, I get that. But it's, I don't know. Some of the changes. Okay, here's me. I don't know what made me think about this. But maybe some of the things that high school does, that NFL does, or doesn't do or whatever, I don't think the NFL should have radio communications in the helmets.
No.
I don't think they need them. If high school doesn't need them.
What are we doing here?
I'm not sure. But if high school doesn't need it, will someone get ejected?
It's 4th and 6.
Well, they running around a timeout. Yep. Coach Callahan wants a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here. We're far enough ahead on commercials anyway, but yeah, I don't think they should have radio transmitters in the helmets.
No.
I think that's unnecessary. That's just me. I mean, maybe I'm too old school. What else? That's the main one to me. You know, you can send guys in or do your signals and everything. I mean, even college doesn't even have it.
No, some of the high schools, you know, you get to Lawrence and stuff, they're holding up boards for.
Yeah, and we do the same thing. I just don't think. You know, that's just me. Let us know what you think. That's just, you know, kind of my idea, but not like anyone ever asked my opinion. But I'm not sure why that came up. Maybe because of the sign, I guess. And caught at the 35-yard line and brought down. So Blazers will get the ball with 1 minute and 1 second left to go in the half, and we'll have the McCarthy Auto Group halftime show coming up in a couple minutes.
I say they kneel it.
Quite possible.
Oh, wow. Four wideouts.
Something different. See what they're going to do. Gatzman into quarterback. A little sideline pass. And all that was simply taking the wide out and have him clear it out and bring your slot in and just run a little flat out. I lost track of where I'm at, setting this up at. Yeah. Clock stopped at 58 seconds.
Penalty. Shawnee Mission offside. Defensive encroachment, I should say.
Yeah. So that's just going to negate the play and make it first down. I would see them running the same play, but they're actually they're trying something out here when they need to. Because this is not their normal offense here.
No.
Gatzman back to pass, a little bit of a screen. Butash with the catch. Across the 45, short of the first down. As Gardner's going to take a timeout. We'll take a look at scores around the state on 810 varsity. As I said, our next broadcast will be Friday against Shawnee Mission North in week 1 of the state playoffs. And here's kind of a kicker, as if you take a look at the standings on the western side of the state, you have 3 teams that are 7-0, and Manhattan at 7-1, and that is.
We got trips.
Oh. Gatzman loses it and lands right into the hands of a defensive lineman, and then we have a flag on the play. I'm not sure what the flag is for.
I think a late hit. The guy was already down.
Well, that didn't work out too well.
No.
As Shawnee Mission West brought the house down on that one. So we're going to have personal foul on the Blazers, so it's going to knock it down 15 more yards. But yeah, on the western side of the state, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Derby, Lawrence, and Dodge City at 7-0. Manhattan at 7-1. Junction City and Lawrence Free State and Topeka High at 6-1. That's going to be interesting to watch. And I kind of wonder about Dodge City. I hadn't seen much of who they've played. Hayesville, South, Wichita Heights, Great Bend, Wichita West, Hayes, Garden City, and Liberal. And they've been demolishing a lot of people. Their closest games was a 26-23 win over Wichita Heights in overtime. And then a 24-21 win against Great Bend. Other than that, they've had some pretty big wins. So, yeah, that eastern side of the state is going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
or western side of the state.
Yeah, Lawrence and Lawrence Free State over there too.
Yep, we'll be over there next year also. On a slant, pass complete. Nice job by Weston. He threw that thing on a dime, and Coach Callahan calls timeout with 33 seconds left. Let's see. Who do we have here? All of a sudden, I get all these messages. Let's see. Griffin John's checking in from Gardner. Feed the B&B show. That's Bootash and Bootash. Let's see. Josh Posh says the little third Bootash is coming up as well. So a third one. Gino Booker says go Tyler Bootash. Griffin John, they listen, go Blazers. Joycelyn says thank you guys. I could not see what the score was. Let's see. Barbara Toes, Toews, says can't wait until next week. Ryan T will be back on the sideline with the guys. That's good to hear. I'm not sure what the deal is with Herschel, but that's not called for. But I can take care of that. Oh, and sorry about that on the pass. In for the touchdown. Nice catch by Clark Wesley. And coming up off the fumble recovery. That'll get Shawnee Mission West a little momentum going in. Martha Davis says, go Blazers, go MC McKelvey's granny. Really enjoyed senior night last week for my first time. And she didn't come. See, I'm upset. She didn't come say hi to us. Going for two, and there's going to be an interception on the pass, and it's going to be returned for, well, they can't return for a touchdown on the 2-point conversion. But he was going to go.
It wasn't a 2-point conversion. It was a failed.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was high.
Okay, my bad.
It was high, and he tried to throw it for a 2-point conversion.
So 35. I'm sitting here multitasking. I'm trying to do social media, run the camera, and I apologize for that. Love the spread-o, said Griffin. Guy Fado said Martha Davis, my first time going to the Blazers game last week for senior night 2. Had a great time in that blowout. Griffin John says, guys watching from New York. Holy moly. Came from New York to visit my family in Gardner and got to see my cousin Quentin Johns. The Q. Emily Sanderson says, little Renault up next year too. Man, we've got some talent coming up for the next few years. This is going to be fun. You know what? So 25 seconds left to go on the clock. I think that's plenty enough time to get a score, don't you think? At the 18-yard line. Going to try to get around the far side. Going to have a flag on the play. And the bad thing is the flag on the play is on the near side when the ball, and then we have another flag on the play.
Flag on the return.
We're going to have a push on the back when the play was already on the far side, and then we have another flag on the sideline. So I think these would get negated. I have to see what the white hat says. We're going to have a push on Gardner. We're having a dead ball, personal foul on Shawnee Mission West. So I believe the personal foul negates the push in the back, and they mark it down 15. Or you just go 5 yards with the difference of the penalties. So they're going to mark off the 10, and then they're going to mark off the 15. Which, if they would just marked off 5 going the other direction, it would have been a lot quicker. Come on, guys. 5 more. 5, 10. Okay, that is right. Okay. See, they just would have gone my way, gone 5 yards, and have done it over with.
Yep.
Herschel said offset, which I thought, but so they just did the 5 yard difference. 16 seconds on the clock. See what Coach Cornelson has in store, and they're just going to take a knee, and that's going to be into the first half with the Blazers leading 35-9. Take a timeout, be back with McCarthy Auto Group halftime show in a couple minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Car buying is easier when you search, shop, and save at McCarthy. Search any of the 11 McCarthy locations. Shop new Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, Hyundais, Nissans, Toyotas, Subarus, and pre-owned vehicles. And save. Only McCarthy has an additional $2,000 trade and $1,000 down payment assistance. Plus, you keep the manufacturer rebates. It's time to search, shop, and save. Search Shop McCarthy now or come see us at any of the 11 McCarthy locations.
Introducing the brand new Price Chopper Rewards. Packed with new ways to save and new ways to spend your savings. Watch your savings add up every time you shop. Whether you spend a little or a whole lot. Just check your Price Chopper app to see the offers we have for you this week. Then choose to spend them at checkout or at the pump. Download the Price Chopper app now and start saving today.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Blazers Restaurant. Don and Wally have been proud supporters of Blazer Athletics for 15 years, so it only makes sense that they own Blazers. Stop in and tell them thanks for their support. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Paint, animal food, plants and gardening, tools, electrical supplies, plumbing. Why not Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed? Go tell Rex and the gang hi. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
These are some of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
You wouldn't do it there. So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. At the half, Blazers leading 35-9. It's been all Blazers outside of a couple plays as Shawnee Mission West got a fumble recovery within a minute and then had a nice pass down the corner for a touchdown. The extra point failed. But other than that, it's been all Blazers 35-9, and we'll see if I can get... Okay, so the Blazers have had 26 rushes for 317 yards, 2 passes completed for 14 yards, a total of 331 yards total offense. They've had 11 first downs, 40 yards in penalties, and they've had the ball 12 minutes and 40 seconds for West. 15 rushes for minus 12 yards. They are 3 out of 7 in passing, 72 yards, 60 yards total offense, 2 first downs, and 10 yards in penalties. And I'm trying to see what else he has here. Oh, total time of possession, 11:20. So they're pretty even on time of possession, but Blazers are just taking care of the ball and everything they need to do, rushing the ball well, controlling the line of scrimmage. Defense is just absolutely stifling right now. And we'll take a look at the scores provided by 810 Varsity, and a huge thanks to Chad Rader with 810varsity.com and sharing the broadcast, and that's why we have his logo up top. And take a look at some of the scores. Blue Valley West still leading Blue Valley 7-3. St. James Academy and Blue Valley North tied at 7. Mill Valley still shutting out Southwest 21-0. Lawrence Free State is trailing Lawrence 14-10 right now. And Olathe South leading Olathe East 21-12. 42-0. Olathe North leading Olathe Northwest. Shawnee Mission North is still trailing by 3 over Leavenworth 17-14. And take a look at some of the other scores. Let's see, DeSoto leading Pittsburgh 21-7. Take a look at some of the others. Spring Hill leading Baldwin 21-0. Paola leading Lewisburg 13-0 in Lewisburg. And Tonganoxie just taking it to Ottawa 42-0. And pretty much that's about it. So that's all they have right now for the scores. And we'll just check back in, and we got done reading the stats. You know what I want to do? I had talked about, I kind of did a little testimony for American Computers with what they've done with this computer and how flawless this thing has been. And, if I've had any problem, there's been a couple times where I've had maybe a setting problem or something that I did wrong or whatever, and I call Jim, and they have something that you can load and TeamViewer, and they can get into your computer and change the settings or see what you're looking at or whatever and help you out that way. You had an issue with your computer, and you had them take care of it for you.
Right. Yes, they did. It crashed on me, and I took it up there, and they reloaded all the programs, and, ever since it's worked fine.
And that thing is 3 years?
Oh, probably.
I got that for you for helping out. It's probably 3 or 4 years, and you said that thing's just been working fine for you.
Yeah.
I probably need to get another one of those. I kind of miss that thing. That was kind of a nice little, but yeah, you take it into them, and they, and there's no issues after that, and they're so easy to work with, and like I said, some people have contacted me wanting to know what the deal is with American Computers, because they would go to the store and everything's locked up and stuff. And John has decided to close that shop, but not the business. But now they're doing mobile service where, they can come to your house and fix it, or they can bring it back if they need to and get service done and bring it back to you or whatnot. And you're still getting the same quality service with John and Jim, but, so they have a new phone number, 320-0224. 320-0224. And also you can get a hold of John. You know, if you need security system at your house, you want it in your business or something, John is great at doing that. So make sure you give John Alverson a call at American Computers, 320-0224. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get the schedule out. And they'll probably have it tomorrow morning. And I'm taking off to Columbia after this. I have a tournament Sunday, and I'm just going to get out of town and just relax. In fact, once you look up real quick, see where Missouri's playing. Because if Missouri's playing at home, that place is going to be crazy. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to probably stay in and do absolutely nothing. Well, I'll take that back. I'm going to get some equipment taken care of for the tournament and everything. So I'll stay out of damaged area or whatever and just kind of stay out of everybody's way. So I know the game starts at 6 is what I heard. But tomorrow when Keisha gets everything set done, they will actually have the bracket set, and I will have that posted on the broadcast page, the Twitter page, Citizens for the Future Gardner page, and some of the other ones. So the only thing that's locked in right now is Gardner taking on Shawnee Mission North in the first round. Oh, they're at Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that works out. I don't have much hope out for Missouri. So I'm just saying because I guarantee Georgia's going to be a little teed off after that loss last week. They're not going to be very happy at all. As you can see, Shawnee Mission West has their senior night going on.
Cincinnati College of Mortuary Science to pursue a degree in mortuary science and French.
And the thing that upsets me, and I was just listening to what that student was going into. These kids are going into things that I never even thought of, let alone heard of.
Right.
And now kids are going in with planning on double majoring in something or triple majoring. I'm like, my brain doesn't have that much capacity. Obviously, that's why I'm doing this. So we're in the McCarthy Gardner group halftime show as they are in their senior night, and their band's going to have their end of the season senior night special performance like the Blazers do. So we're going to have to kind of kick everything out pretty quickly as soon as all that is done, but we'll get all that taken care of. And I think what we'll do is we'll take a timeout while they're going through all this, and we'll see if we can get some more score updates here in a little bit. I'm trying to find out where I was with getting everything set up. And what we're going to do, that's what we'll do. We'll take a timeout. We're already so far ahead of commercials. Well, what do I do? Take a break?
Take a break.
Yeah, take a break. People are tired of listening to me. Yeah, we'll take a break while here at Shawnee Mission West with the score 35-9. And we'll be back in a couple minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Car buying is easier when you search, shop, and save at McCarthy. Search any of the 11 McCarthy locations. Shop new Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, Hyundais, Nissans, Toyotas, Subarus, and pre-owned vehicles. And save. Only McCarthy has an additional $2,000 trade and $1,000 down payment assistance. Plus, you keep the manufacturer rebates. It's time to search, shop, and save. Search Shop McCarthy now or come see us at any of the 11 McCarthy locations.
Introducing the all-new Price Chopper Rewards. Save every time you shop, whether you spend a little or a lot. You can use your rewards at Price Chopper and at Quick Trip. Download the Price Chopper app today to see the offers.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, where customer service and industry knowledge collide. Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, 638-1647.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply with her smile. Dr. Julie Humphreys at Humphreys Family Dentistry, 434 West Main in Gardner.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. Let Jeff get that showroom shine your car used to have with the best rates anywhere. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you, the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. We're going to do this unsolicited. So Griffin Johns wants me to call him during a break, and I call him, and then he doesn't answer. And then as soon as we get back on the break, get done with the break, he calls. So I put him on speakerphone. How you doing, Griff? You're on the air, live.
I am doing great. How are you doing?
Is there anything you really needed to discuss right now in between a break that you can't do live on the air right now?
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say is it's Guy Fat Joe, not Fatto.
Well, hey, I didn't know if the J was silent or exactly how it was. So, okay? Since we got you on the phone, you've been watching the game on your computer. What are you thinking so far?
I'm thinking it's a great way to go into the playoffs. I can tell you that.
It doesn't hurt none whatsoever.
I checked in and it was 28-3, and I was like, well, this is a good show.
This is a good way to go about things, isn't it?
Right.
And you're doing a little bit of a testing. You're in study mode right now.
Well, yeah, I don't know about right now, but I was.
You was. And your testing is for what? Say that again.
I'm taking my Missouri license test tomorrow, so I can get my real estate license in Missouri.
So you're going to be doing Kansas and Missouri commercial real estate.
Commercial real estate, yes.
You're going to be all over the place.
I am. I'm going to be everywhere.
And they can call you at 271-2062.
Yes, and it has to be 2062, not 2062.
No, it's 2062. There's a reason for that, isn't there?
Right.
You're starting to learn that now, aren't you?
I know, it's kind of becoming a habit.
I'm teaching you well. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
So we're going to see you for the remainder of the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure you're about excited for it as I am to get them going, because I'm pretty much thinking the Blazers have a really good shot at. I mean, like I said earlier, you take care of business, but you got to like your chances right now.
Oh, 100%. The way we're looking as a team right now is just if you're a Gardner fan and you're not excited about the playoffs, I don't know if you're a real Gardner fan.
Well, and the other thing is, I made the comment that after the Lawrence game, this defense has really tightened up. They've only given up 42 points since the Lawrence game all year.
Oh yeah, I mean, I told you whenever we watched that, or whenever we sat there and for the Lawrence game, I mean, we needed that loss.
Yeah.
The team needed
To wake us
that
up.
was a good loss
Yep.
because the mindset we had going into it is we're undefeated in the Sunflower League and we're top dogs, but then we get knocked down a little bit by Lawrence, and now it's like, okay, we can be beat, but we're gonna. I mean, they've been undefeated since then. I'm happy.
Yeah, it as they say, things are good in Blazer Nation.
And like
right, exactly.
And like what Ryan was saying earlier, was a month away and we got basketball.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, all right, now are you going to be in for basketball once in a while? Are you wanting to do that too?
I mean, I can stop by.
Every once in a while, we may have the Griffmeister.
And did you hear
showing up.
Ryan's new thing is that he's going to do the Gardner wrestling?
Yeah.
Like Bryson Roar or something. Come back from Pitt to get him on there.
Well, Bryce, half the time Bryson's not even paying attention to what's going on anyway, so I don't even know if he'd be in to do that.
Right.
So, all right, talking with Griffin Johns, he decided he was going to call since he doesn't like answering during the break when he tells me to, so thought I'd slam you on the air real quick. So there you go, Griff.
Well, hey,
All right, man, we'll see you next week.
awesome. I'm going to get back to studying.
All right, you do that, man. Talk to you later.
Good luck tomorrow.
Griffin Johns with his studies with his Missouri license. So good luck to Griff on that. Make sure you give him a call with all your commercial real estate needs, 271-2062. So good luck to Griff on all the testing. Blazers leading 35-9 as we're getting ready for the start of the second half. And I forgot to ask Coach Cornelson about it because last week against Shawnee Mission North, they went 50 minutes for the running clock, and then last week against Northwest, it hit 40 and they went running clock. So I don't know if they'll do 40 on this one or 50 or exactly what it is. But
I think it's a coach's agreement before.
I kind of wondered about that too. Yeah, I mean,
if we get up so far, then just let it run.
Yeah, and I'm kind of, I don't know how,
I don't see West stopping us.
They haven't been able to yet outside of the
fumble.
Outside of the one fumble, and that's been about it. Other than that, it's been all Gardner. Now West did have those two nice plays. They had the one down here,
The 33-yard pass, yeah.
and then had the
29-yard touchdown pass.
Well, but I mean on the first one they had the personal foul that tacked onto it, and then they had the other touchdown pass over here on the left side that I missed that. Sorry about that. But we saw the tail end of it. That was a good catch, good pitch and catch. But yeah, the defense for the Blazers is doing everything they need to, and like I said, I don't, unless a big change happens or something, I don't see Shawnee Mission West being able to stop our offense right now, and the Blazer front line is just
manhandling.
And they're almost planting roots in the Vikings backfield.
Yep.
And it's getting colder.
And it was good to see Isaiah Jackson just bust through that line and get that sack.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, down there at the 1 yard line. Like I said, if he'd waited a little bit, he could have had the safety out of the thing, man. I'm just saying. So Blazers will be kicking off to start the second half. And let's see if...
I can't remember the last time I had seen a safety in a high school game.
Let's see. Who else do we have here? Let's see. Another Renault and another Butash coming up. Some good football coming up for a while. Andreas says, what's the new American Computers number? It's 913-320-0224. Yep, that's the correct number, 320-0224. Make sure you tell John and Jim that you heard about that on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Jerry Kellogg says something about Acacia's football playoff brackets. They will have those set up and published probably first thing in the morning after they get all the scores down because there's a lot of point differentials that are going to come into play in this, and something kind of weird about, and I'll bring it up again. If you take a look at the eastern side of the state, there are only 6 teams on the east that are 500 or better, and on the west there's 9.
Yeah,
that's hard to do. That's
But like we were talking a couple weeks ago, we should just have a 32-team tournament.
I would love that. I think that would eliminate a lot of problems. Everyone's saying, well, this team over here has to travel. Well, then make it equal for everyone.
Yes.
If you live in the central part of the state, it's not so bad, and it's just kind of how it is. If you live on one extreme end, I think that would be kind of. And I'll even tell you what I'm going to do. Tomorrow at some point when I have time, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to set up a 32-team bracket. And I'm going to find out who would have played who if it was a 32-team bracket, just out of curiosity. That would have been kind of neat.
Yeah.
So Shawnee Mission West with their first drive of the second half. And I don't know what the temperature is, but, man, I think it just dropped a few. Back to pass out here on the flat. Broken tackle across the 50 and knocked out of bounds. Nice job by Wesley Clark on the initial catch. And nice job by Weston Moore getting that ball out pretty quick. Come out of a stacked backfield. Back to pass again. Pass complete at the 25-yard line, breaking 2 tackles and then tackled from behind. And just like that, back-to-back completed passes. And I think with those 2 passes there, I think they might have doubled their offensive total for the first half with just those 2 plays. I'm very excited about the playoffs. Things are very exciting in Blazer Nation. The playoffs will be very exciting. I'm already believing God for another trip down during. Bring it on, Joycelyn, and by God, we're going to get her on the air during the broadcast. I'll promise you that. That will not be boring. Going for a shot in the end zone, incomplete, led him just a little bit too much. You hear that, Joycelyn? You get back up here for the playoffs. You better let me know. And we're putting you on that. We're going to put her on for play-by-play. You know that? How much fun would that be? So a penalty on the Blazers. That's not the way you want to come out of the halftime.
First down, Vikings.
So they're going to mark the ball down at the 13-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Looking to the right, out in the flat. And couldn't get to it. As Moore tried to get it to where Bullock was going to be and try to put some air underneath it. Clock stopped at 11:06. Wonder if anyone brought any hot chocolate. They could bring us some hot chocolate up here. That'd be nice. So 2nd and 10. Moore back to pass again. A slant to the end zone.
Oh.
Nice job. Way to get the hand in there. Davian Johnson, who has committed to play baseball. And if I remember right, Joycelyn, you saw that? I know she's all excited about that one. He is playing baseball at like Eastern Iowa or something like that, his dad told me. I said, but man, he's such a good football player. He said, yeah, that's what he wants to do. And I said, hey, as long as he's happy, that's all that matters. So 3rd and 10. And off to the right side and barely across the line of scrimmage and shut down, make it 4th down and about 6. And see what Coach Callahan does. You would think he's going to go for it here. And that's what they're going to do. Clock running at 10:35.
4th and 8.
Beverly Butash checking in. She has a little bit of interest in this game.
Yes. Double interest.
Double. More back to pass, being chased, throws it up to the end zone, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. And just barely missing the tip pass is Austin Oldham. And have a player down in the end zone. And I believe that might be Mike Williamson. As I'm not sure if he went to jump for something and came down a little bit wrong. He's holding his left leg. But Austin Oldham just barely missed the tip passes. They are attending to Williamson. We're going to take a quick timeout as they do that. 35-15 is the score. We'll take a timeout. Be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth as Mike Williamson is being helped off the field, and no presumptions on what's going on, but he's really tender on his left leg, so best wishes to him and hope everything turns out okay. The extra point is up and good. So 35-16 is the score. And let's check 810 varsity with some score updates real quick. And Shawnee Mission West went down the field pretty well with their passing game right there. That's totally different from what we've seen in the first half. So, as they say, some adjustments need to be made right now. Lawrence leading Free State all of a sudden, 21-10. So that's a big turnaround. See some of the other ones still 17-10. Leavenworth over Shawnee Mission North. Olathe South leading Olathe East 21-19. I think that's about it. Still 7-3 Blue Valley West over Blue Valley. So, but again, as soon as they have the Acacia has their standings set up, we'll I'll get those posted on the broadcast page. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so the Blazers are going to get really good field position off this one. So I would think this would be one of those ground and pound possessions for the Blazers, as they will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they're lining back up in their usual formation.
Yeah, they're not going to change too much from this. Hand off to Butash up the middle, and not much there. And the ball came loose, but they're going to say he was down by contact. And if you haven't noticed on some of these refs now, they actually have kind of like walkie-talkies toward each other, so they can talk to each other what's going on without having, to make the communication to the white hat with a penalty instead of running all the way across the field. It makes it a little bit easier. Hand off to Crow, off to the far side, makes a move across the 50. And he's down at about the 46-yard line. Stops the clock at 9:30. They'll reset the ball and start the clock again on the first down. And Crow's coming up. He's upset about something. I'm not sure what happened. He's taking his helmet off, and it's the clock running at 9:20. Hand off to Tyler Butash off the near side. He's going to have another first down for the Blazers. And right now, with the score difference being 19, you're still in that danger area. You need to keep the points going. You need a mouse for that thing, you know it?
I've got a mouse.
Come on. I'll buy you one if you need to. I got plenty of the house. I can't find one. I buy another one, then I find it, and I have an extra one. Bergman with the carry. In fact, you know what I bet I have? Should have a battery and everything in it. Try it out. If you like it, it's yours. Clock running at 8:16. And the handoff out the middle. Keith Brown with the carry. And the clock keeps running. Is that not working?
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh. Yeah, it's on. So the amount of yards on their magic markers are off now, and I was looking up at it, but it's 1st and 10. Maybe they got it from the BBN and forgot to charge the batteries on it. So make it 2nd and about 4.
I don't think this battery is good because
Brown with the carry and not much there. Yeah, I was wondering. It's been in there for a while. Here, take it with you. Try it. See how you like it. See if it makes it any better when you get it home.
We haven't had very many third downs.
We have not, have we? Do you have a third down conversion on your chart there?
No, I don't.
No. See, you're missing something.
I know.
I've
seen a lot that I could add.
Oh, I'm sure you have. You're like me. There's always something just to make it just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hand off to Bergman off the left side. He's going to have a first down. New set of downs. Clock stopped at 6:42. Joyce and Pierce says, I will let you guys know. I did see that. Way to go, grandson. Chris Vance says, luckily this year they won't have to face Graham Mertz. He's something else, that's for sure. The Wisconsin quarterback, I think he went redshirt this year too.
Yes, he did.
So I think that's a smart move for him. Brown up the middle, just moving the pile. And he's going to be down at about the 3.5-yard line. And I think that's a smart move for Mertz. He wasn't going to get a whole lot of playing time this year. And I don't know what the other freshman quarterback is like, but they were so highly touted on Mertz that I'd be surprised if, he wasn't starting quarterback next year. And Chris says they don't have to face Graham Mertz, and says no, but they've got this team in Derby that's pretty good. That's the team to face.
Yeah.
Hand off to Tyler Butash for the touchdown. He basically walks in from 4 yards out, and it's another score for the Blazers. So make that 41-16. And getting set for the extra point. The extra point is up and good. So make it 42-16 is the score. And a couple sponsors we need to tell you about. Number one, the number change for American Computers, 320-0224. They're no longer at the Moonlight office, but they are doing mobile service, still doing the same stuff they were doing before. They can come pick it up. They can possibly do the work there at your house or whichever. Give John or Jim a call, 320-0224. Also, Infinite Health with Dr. James Smith. The guy is a heck of a guy, easy to talk to. He'll sit there and talk to you about anything. Has a new way of going about medicine, non-invasive as possible. And if you don't have insurance, he has a very reasonable monthly rate. You get discounted meds. You get 24-hour access to your physician, to Dr. James Smith. So give him a call at 884-1924. That's 884-1924, or just look for him on Facebook at Infinite Health. Also, Griffin Johns. We got done talking to him as he's getting ready for his test for his Missouri license for commercial real estate. Give him a call at 271-2062. Also, HD broadcast brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Give Sean Capes a call and make sure you get your $49 furnace tune-up before the winter really starts hitting. Give him a call at 638-1647, or just look him up on Facebook. Did you get all that?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay. The test will be following shortly. And how can we forget Blazers? Wally. I mean, the best burger, literally the best burgers in town. I don't care who you are.
Get the wrap.
Get it. Have you tried it in a wrap?
You got it for me when we were up in the...
Didn't I? That's good, isn't it?
Yes.
That's like, I don't need no stinking bun.
That was up when Junior was up there with the Blazer card.
Yep, that's right. When we were at the Festival in the Trails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty, that was good stuff. So a flag on the play. And they're going to mark it all the way to the 46-yard line. Clock at 5:40. We'll see what Shawnee Mission West comes up with this time. They moved the ball pretty well. Excuse me. to open up the second half. Being chased. Pass is going to be complete.
Oh.
And that's going to be a flag. I'm pretty sure. No flag. Wow, I thought there was going to be a flag on that one.
Wow.
But now you can see what Coach Callahan's doing. He's getting his quarterback more out in an area where he can actually get some space to throw the ball in. I was kind of surprised there wasn't a flag on that one for a pretty aggressive head tackle.
Yep.
But we saw that one on one aggressive head tackle by Shawnee Mission West that wasn't called either. So they must be letting that one go. So 1st and 10 from the 44. Moore with the option. He's going to keep it brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And he's lucky he got that much. That thing could have been a lot worse. As Beverly Butash says, good job, Tyler. Very proud of my grandsons. And Jason says, hey, Bev, how about those Butash boys? Which one? Yep. More rolling out the pass. And this one's going to be overthrown and intercepted by Ethan Reynolds as he's returned this across the 50 down to the 45 as that pass was overthrown. And Ethan Reynolds just waited for it.
And then we got two flags.
Two flags on the play. And I'm pretty sure those were after the catch. And there's two of them pretty close to the same area.
Might be a block in the back.
And we'll see what the White Hat calls here. Penalty on Gardner. I'm not sure what it was. I couldn't tell the hand signal. So it must have been after the catch, after the interception, or Shawnee Mission West would have retained it. As they're going to back the Blazers up. Well, all right, we're going to go 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, it looks. And they're going to get 5 yards. No? Okay. Here's the funny thing. It was a ref on the near side that called that, but everyone that jumped was on the far side.
I know.
And he didn't throw nothing. So I just got the 5 yards for the Blazers. Clock at 4:07 in the third. And Coach Cornelson calls a timeout. Said something didn't look right, so we'll take one too. 4:07 to go in the third. Take a timeout. Be back after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers, your one-stop shop for all of your computer needs. Stop in and see what all they have in stock. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
Planet Sub. Don't forget, when you need your event catered, call Deanna at 605-1068. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Contact Sean for any home indoor air quality products that you might need or be interested in. Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth with HD service brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning and tech support by American Computers. Call Sean Capes with Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647 for your $49 furnace tune-up. And remember, the new number for American Computer is 320-0224, as they are now having mobile service. They are no longer at the Moonlight store. Hand off to Butash, bounces it to the outside, gets to the sideline, cuts it back inside. He's going to be having a first down. I'll tell you what, Tyler Butash does not run like a sophomore.
No.
He gets after it. Stops the clock at 3:57. They'll start the clock again after they down the ball. First and 10 for the Blazers. Getzman in at quarterback. Hand off to Butash, the older one. And he's going to have a first down. This ground and pound. So clock running at 3:24. Our next broadcast will be week 1 of the state playoffs, as the Shawnee Mission North Indians will come into town. And they will take on the Blazers in week 1 in a 1-16 matchup. The Blazers #1 seed throughout the playoffs again this year. Bergman with the carry. He's going to get about 4 yards on the play. And the clock will keep running at 2:55.
How many games is this now with over 40?
Over 40 points?
Yeah.
Well, by God, I'll just take a look here. How about that? All but 2, 34 and 34, 30, all but 3. 49, 34, 34, 34, 51, 54, 56. And then this one. So, yeah, they're doing pretty well on the average.
Yeah.
Bruce Burkholder says, watch it from Hayes tonight. Blazers doing good on the scores, keeping that #1 spot. Yep. They won't lose it either. They're locked in for the whole tournament. Clock running at 2:10. Hand off to Bergman. Tries to bounce it outside. Cuts it back in. He's going to be close to the first down. About 3 yards short. Good running by Bergman. And now we have another Shawnee Mission West player down. And he's already has his helmet off. Can't tell what is going on with that. We'll quick see if we can get another update on 810 Varsity on the scores. Let's see. Blue Valley now leading Blue Valley West 10-7. That's a close one. Blue Valley leading St. James Academy 10-7. 21-17 Lawrence over Free State so far. Now Olathe East back in the lead over Olathe South 25-21. Olathe North 42-7 over Olathe Northwest. And now Leavenworth extending by 10 over Shawnee Mission North, 24-14. And that's all your scores for the Sunfire League. As Gage Jones gets help off the field. Not sure, can't quite tell what he's favoring. I think it might be his left leg too. I think he might have landed on or got rolled on or something.
When did it get cold here?
Yeah. that second half hit, and it's just, and the wind is still down, but man, it got cold real quick.
I'm just talking.
Oh, in general? Oh, it was nice day before yesterday. Wednesday was beautiful. I'd take Wednesday in a heartbeat every day. Handoff up the middle. Still chugging around in for the touchdown, Blazers. I believe that might have been Trenton Bryan. with the score. I saw a 42 in there. So 48-16 is the score with an extra point up to go. And there it is, and good. 49-16 is your score. With the Blazers leading, we'll take a timeout. Be back right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply with her smile. Dr. Julie Humphreys at Humphreys Family Dentistry, 434 West Main in Gardner.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. And some of you might have known that my son Jeff Ragland had his appendix taken out a couple weeks, and he's back on unrestricted duty and back to full service. So if you need to get your car detailed and stuff, he's back at, I tell you what, I've never seen a kid so bored in my life being forced to stay home. Good night. I thought he was going to have a conniption or something.
I know what it's like.
I'm sure you do. And you, and that one's going to go out of bounds. You got off your weight-bearing win.
The 15th.
15th? Everything going okay with it? Everything healing
up
well? Yeah,
I mean, I go back to the doctor next Friday.
Cool. But it's feeling a lot better and everything?
Oh, yeah.
It's starting to come back in. Now, compared to what it had been, is it feeling a lot better than it was?
Yes.
That's good. That was the main deal. So they're going to mark the ball at the 35. Clock stopped at 1:42. Moore back to pass. Completed at the 40, but driven back hard as soon as he caught the ball by Lucas Anderson. And this is kind of something the Blazers needed. They needed someone to throw the ball on them so they can get back into this. And Moore, Coach Callahan's done a little bit of a different routine and starting to get some different routes called, and players are starting to be able to get into better spacing. Moore's been able to hit them pretty well.
The slants.
Yeah, you can see that one coming. Moore looking back on this side. I'm watching what they're running, and they were actually running the slot on an out, and the two defenders actually switched off, and Moore wasn't quite sure. He was reading the corner to find out, or the safety to find out if they were switching or not. By that time, he had a face full of white shirts right on top of him for a big loss. Clock still running at 27 seconds. Will probably be the last play of the third quarter. Blazers with a 33-point lead right now. More pump fakes. He's going to run it wide open. A lot of green field. Cuts across. Still running. Going down for the corner, in for the, almost down at the one. Moore didn't have anything on the near side, and he had nothing but the Green Acres in front of him on the right, and he just made a couple great moves. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter with the Blazers leading 49-16. We're going to take a timeout and be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply with her smile. Dr. Julie Humphreys at Humphreys Family Dentistry, 434 West Main in Gardner.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip, 620-1253.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth as Shawnee Mission West going for a 2-point conversion. Ball is fumbled into the end zone. Just fall on it.
It wasn't a 2-point conversion. It was for...
Oh, that's right. I forgot that wasn't a 2-point conversion. It was a fumble. It goes into the end zone, ended up being a touchback. I was still thinking that was an end zone because I was thinking Moore was getting in.
He was down.
And the play was shut down, ended up fumbling the ball into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback for the Blazers. So a big break for the Blazers after that great run by Moore. So clock stopped at 11:54.
That's a heartbreaker. Get it down to the one and fumble.
Handoff up the middle. Trenton Bryan, the 5'8", 180-pound senior with the carry. Clock running at 11:25. And the Q-Meister, Quentin Johns, in at quarterback. There you go, Griff. The Q-Meister in a Q. Wow, did I really say that? Wow. I'm sorry for that. As the JV lost their last game of the year, but they were undefeated the last 2 years. And the freshmen, they had a big win last night, and I think they went undefeated. I'm trying to remember. And look for the Blazers to take as much time off the clock as they can.
3rd down and 1.
Yep. Our next broadcast will be Friday. Shawnee Mission North comes into town, week 1 of the state playoffs.
Q with the sneak, and they give it to him.
Yeah, they are. Now, here's my question. It's probably going to be cold. Q, my cousin, in. Yay. Yep, that's him. Now, my question is, it's supposed to be still pretty cold next week.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I like to do when we're at home? You're not going to be there.
Yeah, I will be.
Well, you'll be there, but you won't be up top.
No.
Hand off to the near side.
And I'll be probably
nice pursuit.
I'll probably be castless.
Will you? That'll be good. Nice pursuit by Jalen Bullitt. on the tackle.
Just keep running the ball, run the clock.
Yep. Tick, 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 tick. Get out, no injuries. Not sure what happened to Tajon Crow, and we're going to have a very brief McCarthy Gardner Group postgame show as they are going to be getting set up for their flashlight show here at Shawnee Mission West. So we're going to try to get
out of here.
We're not going to get out of here. Try to get torn down as much as I can before they turn the lights off for a little bit.
Delay a game.
So the Blazers, I didn't even look. I could have checked the average of what the Blazers are scoring, but their lowest point total is 34 points, and that's 3 times. And shut down on that left tackle lead as Lucas Anderson got slammed down. 5'7", 130-pound sophomore. That's a far cry from going from 200 to 130?
Yeah.
He looks about 130.
Yes.
Clock still running at 8:35. 3rd and 13. And they're going to call timeout. Real quick, I want to remind everyone again, American Computers no longer at the Moonlight location, but they are doing mobile service now, meaning they will come to you and get your computer or possibly do the work at your house. Also talked to John Alverson about security systems. Security cameras, you can get it set up for your commercial or private residence. Give them a call at 320-0224. That's 320-0224. And also Infinitum Healthcare with Dr. James Smith, a new look at healthcare. And if you don't have insurance, can't afford it, he's got a great rate where you can get 24-hour access to your physician. Give him a call at 884-1924 or check him out on Facebook. Griffin Johns with Commercial Realty in Kansas and soon in Missouri. Give him a call at 271-2062. And HD Service brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Get your $49 furnace checkup. Give him a call at 638-1647 or look for Sean Capes with Capes Homes Heating and Air Conditioning on Facebook. As the clock runs at 8:20, and it's going to be 4th down. And I believe this will be the first punt for the Blazers, or possibly they'll just go for it instead of punting. No, they're going to punt it. I saw Quentin still in there, so I wasn't sure what they were doing, but he's in there for a blocking back. And it's a low line drive. Trying to stretch it out, gets around the corner. And I see no, there was no holding. There's no flag on the field.
I know.
So the clock stops at 7:29. And DJ Marks says, "Go Blazers," watching from Houston, Texas. Tevin McKelvey, great-grandmother Sandra Mitchinson. Great-grandmother from Houston. I wonder if they still like us since Houston beat Kansas City a few weeks ago. $7:29 on the clock. It left in the game. And get a couple yards on the carry.
Tick tock, tick
tick tick tick tick tick tick tick tick tick tick tick tick. And I got to get different shoes because these things are like mesh up top and there's no warmth to them whatsoever. I'm wearing the wrong gear right now. I'm like I remember to grab this thing out of the car. Hand off again to the near side. Trayvon Gilliard with the run. And he'll be just short of the first down by a few yards. Clock running at 6:35. So make it 3rd and 3. Morgan keeping himself, and he got knocked down just at the first down marker. And by the way they're marking it, they're going to give him the first down. It's pretty close. he just moved the ball back like a half yard. Okay. So make it 4th and 1. Clock running at 5:45. And Moore keeps it himself, goes low, gets the first down. That's going to stop the clock at 5:29. Handoff up the middle. I think it's the first run for Jalen Rucker. 5 foot, 150-pound junior. And I do believe that Coach Callahan's like, I want to get the game out of here too.
Yeah.
As he's kept the ball on the ground, especially after they were moving the ball so well, throwing it. See if we can get another update real quick on scores. Hand off to Rucker again. And he's going to be a couple yards short. Let's see, what do we got here? 24-21. Free State leading Lawrence now.
Ooh.
That's a game going back and forth. That's a good one to watch.
Yes.
Let's see. Olathe East leading Olathe South now, 25-21.
Final, Blue Valley.
Yep, Blue Valley defeated Blue Valley West 10-7. There's a first down run. What was some of the other ones? Olathe North at a final 52-7 over Olathe Northwest. So looks like Olathe North will be the 2 seed, as they will get the 13 points, so they'll be up to 55, so they'll be a 2 seed. Shawnee Mission Northwest will be a 3 seed, and Olathe East, I believe, will be a 4 seed. Blue Valley goes up to 5-3. And there's a run for the touchdown for the Vikings. So things are going to change a little bit on the state playoffs, because Blue Valley West will now be a 5 or 6 seed. Blue Valley will be a 5 seed, so that will make a potential matchup for the Blazers and Blue Valley if both teams take care of business. So that could be interesting on that note right there.
Yes.
And if you don't think there's not going to be a lot of people in the stands, you might want to come early and get your seats.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one. I'm kind of stoked up for that one. As extra point is good. As we'll keep it here, it's 49-23 with 3:25 to go in the game. I got to tell you what, Will. I am super impressed, and I am very appreciative that you made it here right off the plane to make it here to the game, did stats, and it was like, and like I said in the text, you the man. I can't argue. I can't argue with that one bit. So,
you hear that, Jared? If you're listening, Jared.
Oh, Jared.
You're being called out.
Jared shows up next week. You're going to land blast him, aren't you? And Duck wants to get here, but he's had problems at work. Had to cover for employees that can't make it in or whichever. So he's.
I don't want to hear about anybody that can't make it in anywhere.
Well, sometimes things happen. I get it. I ain't mad about it. And get it picked up at the 4. Brought down to about the 21. Clock stopped at 3:17. So I would think probably 3 runs. Have a flag on the play.
Illegal blocking the back.
That's going to back it up a little bit. So huge thanks to everyone joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Also a huge thanks to Chad Rader with 810varsity.com for putting our broadcast on the air. And also there's something National High School Federation has bought the rights to the state playoffs. Shouldn't interrupt anything with what we do. And I had some people ask me about it. NFHS has exclusive rights. I'm not going to say they have first rights. Pretty much is what it is. They have first rights. So if it's not something they're going to do, then we can do the broadcast. But what will probably happen is if there's a game that we're doing or that they want to carry that Gardner's doing, then we will probably carry that for them. So. And a fumble and picked it back up, and as soon as that happens, he gets land blasted by a bunch of black shirts. As Brian Soderary comes right back up, says, all right, let's get back at it, boys. So 3rd and 6. And we have 12 seconds left to go on the play clock. My nose is starting to run a little bit there.
Mine is too.
Right on schedule, right? They're taking forever to blow the whistle. And they're going to say it was a fumble. And it's going to go to Shawnee Mission West. On the fumble recovery with 1:52 to go in the game. So last-ditch effort for the Vikings as they have a new quarterback in for Shawnee Mission West. And at quarterback is Mickey Knight. And clock running at 1:38. So that's going to be it, as we're not going to be able to get into the McCarthy Auto Group postgame show, as they are going to get prepared for their band light show like the Blazers have, and they're going to want to turn the lights out, so we're going to have to try to get torn down as quick as we can, or as much as we can, because I don't think we're going to be able to get out of here. with the clock running at 1:10. So a huge thanks to everyone joining us. Will, again, a huge thanks for showing up right off the plane. Tell Melinda I said thank you. I mean, I'm not saying she missed you or anything, but tell her I said thank you anyway. I'm sure you had to get her permission. High snap. And still trying to get away with it. Almost got a little something out of that. Actually got back to the line of scrimmage. And thanks for everyone joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. All the huge sponsors we have that make this possible. And once again, the big thing I want to remind everyone is John Alverson with American Computers. And their new phone number is they are no longer at the Moonlight location at 320-0224. Give John or Jim a call and you get the same great service. As that's going to be the last play of the game. So have a great weekend, everyone. Once again, your final score, 49-23. Blazers with the win, a number 1 seed, and they will play Shawnee Mission North on Friday as the first week of the tournament season as the number 1 seed. So for Will, I'm Ryan. Have a great weekend. Once again, 49-23 is your final score, and we will see you next Friday for the state tournament right here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.